Hello students, today we will discuss formal organization in chapter 4. Now you must have seen your mom or dad run to their office. They always say, I have a 9 o'clock reporting. So everybody who is working has a reporting time, beyond which they are late, then they have to incur penalties. So what happens that every organization, to ensure smooth functioning, sets out rules and regulations which needs to be followed. So apart from setting up the responsibilities and authority, there are rules and regulations and policies in an organization which has to be followed. So this is nothing but formal organization. Let's study that in detail. What is formal organization? It is a structure which is designed by the management to accomplish a particular task. So what exactly I am doing here? My organizational goals needs to be achieved, and hence I am designing the structure, that is designing my organizational structure so that particular task can be achieved. Here I will specify clearly the boundaries of authority. So when I am saying that you have a authority over, let's say, employee A, but then there would be boundaries beyond which I cannot exercise my authority. Same is the case with responsibilities. I would say you are only responsible for particular tasks. So what I am doing here again, drawing the boundaries of responsibilities. This helps in systematic coordination among various activities so that organizational goals can be achieved. The definition given to us by Louis Allen is that the formal organization is a system of well-defined jobs, each bearing a definite measures of authority, responsibility, and accountability. The formal organization refers to the structure of jobs and positions which clearly define functions and relationships as prescribed by the top management. Now you can see in this picture there is a well defined structure. Now on the topmost position, as you can see, there is a president. Then he is having the three departments, that is marketing, finance, and manufacturing. And these three of departments have their vice president, that is vice president marketing, vice president finance, and vice president manufacturing. Now coming to the marketing department, this vice president has sales manager, that is divisional managers, division A and division B. Both the division has two different sales managers. Then coming to the finance department has a controller. Then coming to manufacturing has vice president. Under them they have the plant manager for electronic components, then plant manager for electrical products. So you can easily identify that who is going to report whom. Both the divisional managers are going to report to the vice president of marketing. Then coming to the finance department, controller is going to report to the vice president of finance. Then coming to the manufacturing, both the plant managers will be reporting to the vice president of manufacturing department. Now all these three vice president of three different departments will be finally reporting to, or are accountable to, or are answerable to the president. Let us see few of the characteristics of formal structure. It specifies the relationship among the various job positions. So it would say if there is a finance manager and marketing manager, what is the relationship between them and the nature of interrelation? There would be an interrelation here. There are two functions involved. In case if I would have accountant below the finance manager, then the relationship would be specific through a formal organization. Formal organization is the means to achieve the specific objectives, and it lays down the rules and procedures which are essential for their achievements. For example, when your organization says you are representing the organization, you have to wear blazer, be it a boy or a girl, you have to be in certain attire. So that is a kind of rules which are being let down by the organization, so that the conduct of the employee such that the organization is represented in better manner, and then the goal of achieving the client or goal of securing the client is achieved. It emphasizes on work than informal relationship. Here, when a formal organization is created, when the rules, procedures, accountability, authority, responsibility are being defined, you are emphasizing on work, you are emphasizing on achieving goals of organization rather than on informal relationship. What does I mean by informal relationship? That is friendship. Let's say you have developed friendship with a person who is in the marketing department. So formal organization is really not concerned with that part. They would be more concerned with the work being done and the policies, procedures and rule being followed thoroughly. Formal organization will clarify the relationship, and it will help you to know to whom to report and what to report. For example, if you have the CEO and you have the CFO, so the CFO is reporting to CEO. So in this way, the efforts of various departments are coordinated, interrelated and integrated through the formal organization. It is deliberately designed by the top management to facilitate smooth functioning of organization. Now let's assume that there is no functional heads. The employees of all the departments directly goes to CEO for every problem. So what happens then? The top management is looking after unnecessary, unimportant things, that is day to day problems, rather than concentrating on strategic plan of growth for organization. Hence it is necessary and it is deliberately designed to facilitate smooth functioning of the organization. Hope students you are clear with the today's topic. Thank you.